Director Buckley. He's the director for the Federal Healthcare Center in North Chicago. Glad to have you here. I think Jack Rose, Alderman Rose, thank you for coming out. If I miss anyone out here, thank you guys. I see a lot of familiar faces. Thank you for coming out for this significant milestone in Kenosha County. It is my honor and privilege to introduce our guest speaker today. He joined the Marine Corps in April of 1961, a month after I was born, and served as an infantry machine gun crew member with C Company, 2nd Battalion, 7th Marines, in which he traveled in the Pacific to Hawaii, Formosa, Okinawa, and the Philippines until he was separated from the military in April of 1965. However, he later enlisted in the Army along with 54 prior service Marines to train soldiers for combat for Vietnam, when the Vietnam War was coming. He was part of the 2nd Battalion, 12th Infantry Regiment, 4th Ivory Division. He volunteered for recondo training with the Special Forces team in which he completed 6 successful long-range recon patrol until he was wounded in May of 1967. He continued to serve until 1982 when he retired with over 20 years of service. He's a decorated soldier with the following Combat Infantry Badge, Recondo Badge 187, a Purple Heart, 2 Meritorious Service Medals, 2 Army Commendation Medals, and a Vietnamese Cross for Gallantry. He is an active member in the community, a past commander of American Legion Post 544, and he actively served in the American Legion for over 55 years. Wow. He lived here in Twin Lakes with his wife. Please join me in giving a warm Kenosha welcome to my hero, retired Army Master Sergeant Bob Livingston. Give it up.
Thank you very much. I can assure you, it's not easy getting old. And if it wasn't for the good people sitting here, I would have gone ass over tea kettle back on the other side of the podium. Anyway, much has already been said about all the people that were involved here. It's so gratifying to see many veterans here today. It's a great honor to be standing here. I had asked Ollie Nelson, who is an authority on Veterans Affairs, Ollie, how many veterans do we have in our area here? I was surprised. There are 13,000 veterans in Kenosha County. There are 16,000 veterans in Racine County. And believe this or not, there are 54,000 veterans in Milwaukee County. All veterans were supported in this endeavor by truly decorated and dedicated folks. The Kenosha County Exec Jim Kreuzer, in his absence, the Wisconsin Department of Resource Nelson Stewardship Program, Mary Kohler of the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs, the Kenosha County Board. I went to the first meetings in, I believe it was September, October of 2020, and I was surprised at how many of the county board members were very positive about this. They supported this part. Lastly, I also have to mention Dennis Elverman. I had gotten out of the Marines in 1965, and I went to work for Paul Schwartz Nursery in Silver Lake, Wisconsin. The first words out of everybody's mouth, including my supervisor, was, "Do you dig? Do you do a lot of digging? Because we got a lot of plants that are going to have to be dug up." And I said, yes, I have quite a bit of experience as a machine gunner. That seemed like that was all I was doing, was digging new holes every other day or every night. And then again, I left and went back in the Army, and I went to Vietnam and trained my own platoon in new M60 machine gun tactics. They no longer use the old model 1917 A1 30 caliber gun. I carried that gun for about 2.5 years, and I have a permanent calcium deposit on my right shoulder. On a personal level, my Legion post commander is Jim Schmidt, sitting right here. He is also on the Katy Park and Lake Committee. And he's done a remarkable job both for our post and so forth. He didn't pay me to say that, by the way. You know, there's another man that no one's mentioned here, and he's standing right back there. His name is Mel Gowan. Trust me when I tell you that we walked up what is, or what used to be, a full-size hill, and Mel was standing with the rolled-up building plans and layout and landscape design plans for this. He was the straw boss. He made the system go out here with Matt Collins calling the shots too. It couldn't happen, this could not take place without these folks. From an environmental standard, the road that you just came up on is, the whole underside of that is all the macadam that came off the highway out there. None of it was wasted. There was a hill on the opposite side down this ravine that was easily 25 feet high and must have had hundreds and hundreds of tons of material in it. My good friend Matt would be able to give you more specific, but I thought it was gigantic, and I was so glad an old guy like me didn't have to climb up that. Finally, that particular material was used on all of the trails that we have here. It's amazing. You gotta come out here, you gotta walk the trail system. This is just the beginning. It's great exercise, and I highly recommend it. I've been a hiker and recreational walker for many years, and I can truthfully say it's a great pleasure to work here. 3 miles of regular trails around the lake, and at least another mile and 0.2 on the new trails. Those trails are multi-use trails. That means you could cross-country ski, you can hike it, you could bike it. We just don't allow any motors out here. And that's right, it's the way it should be. The final goal was to have a place of reception, orientation, a chance to simmer down. When we watched the Honor Plaza take shape, the massive V-shaped walls that you see here are the notch of stone with the flags of all the armed force branches nestled in their protective enclosure. They embrace that enclosure. And I hope for many years to come that you will bring friends here, family members, and see the same thing we saw. I'm proud to have a small part in working on this project. The vets and citizens of Kenosha County and beyond can be proud of this gem of a park. However, on a somber note, our post 544, has participated in doing final grave ceremonies for 68 veterans. We're moving along, and I wish they could have seen this park and seen the dedication. My old rifle company in Vietnam, A Company, 2nd Battalion of the 12th Infantry Regiment of the 4th Division, and our tour was split. We also went to the 25th Division. The unit was there for 3.5 years. During that time, 42 men lost their lives, 58 were wounded. Alpha Company honored them at their reunions. I wish these good men could be honored to see this park. Many thanks, God bless, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Bob. You hit a home run on that remarks. I tell you what, a lot of knowledge, and he was a very humble person. He said play a small part, but a significant role in putting this park together. And And we're just happy to have him as a committee member and as a person that lives right here in the community that this park is surrounded by. Many veterans out here, as he mentioned about Jim Schmidt, he's also one of the committee member. And I don't know if I see any other more, but great remarks.